Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is an A2 level reading lesson, and so in this video we're going to practice reading about different things that you would find in your town. Alright, so look at these pictures and then answer the questions. What can you see in the pictures and how are the two towns different? So take a few moments and you can write down your answers if you'd like. So on the left, this looks like a smaller, maybe smaller town, a farming community. Looks like there's a church, some houses, a barn, a lot of open farmland, and in the distance there are some mountains. In this picture, all you can really see are several multi-story apartment buildings. But you can also see that it's near the water. So each town is different. So what can you say about each of these towns? So just take a look at that and maybe think of a few ways you would describe each of these towns. This first one looks like it's in a desert. There are palm trees, lots of sand. Picture B, this one looks like it's near the water, fairly large, lots of houses. Picture C, this town is located in front of some large mountains. And this town looks like perhaps an older European village. The homes are of an older style. Looks like there's a town square. Alright, so now look at the pictures and match them with the words on the right. Pause the video while you do that and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So picture A is number 1, park. Picture D is number 2, library. Picture F is number 3, supermarket. Picture E is number 4, hospital. Picture B is number 5, community center. And picture C is number 6, restaurant. Now think about the size of your town and then answer the questions. So what is good about living in a small town and what is bad about living in a small town? Alright, now we're going to read about Rakesh's town. You can either follow along as I read or read on your own, and then we'll answer the questions. I live in a small village. Everyone knows everyone here. Around the village there's lots of farmland. In the village there are many houses and a few shops close to each other. In the center of the village we have a big, beautiful park with tall trees and a playground. There is a small river that flows through the town and people like to fish there. On weekends we have a market where locals sell fruits and vegetables. Overall, it is a peaceful place with friendly people. So Rakesh lives on the farm. Is that true or false? Well, that would be false because he says he lives in a small village. Rakesh's village has a large park. So that is true. She says, in the center of the village we have a big, beautiful park with tall trees and a playground. Rakesh goes fishing on the weekends. Now that is false. He says people like to fish, but he doesn't say that he likes to fish. And Rakesh thinks his village is peaceful. That is true because here he says it is a peaceful place with friendly people. Now think about larger cities and What is good about living in a city, and what is bad about living in a city? Okay, we're going to read May's story about her city, and then answer the questions. Again, you can either pause the video and read on your own or follow along as I read. My city is big and busy. There are many things to do and places to visit. There are lots of office buildings in the city center and one of the best hospitals. Near the office buildings, there are many interesting restaurants and cafes. There are also some small parks and gardens. Sometimes during the week, I go to the park to eat my lunch. The neighborhoods where people live are on the outside of the city. Most people take the train to get to them, but I prefer to ride my bicycle. I love living in the city. So what can you find near the center of May's city? So near the center, there are many interesting restaurants and cafes, and there are some small parks and gardens. What does May sometimes do in the park during the week? She goes there to eat her lunch. Where are the houses where people live? These are on the outside of the city. And how do people usually travel to the center of the city? Most people take the train. All right, we'll look at some more vocabulary. Again, you can pause the video, write down your answers, and then restart when you're ready to check. Okay, picture A would be number 1, forest. Picture E would be number 2, mountain. Letter B would be number 3, beach. Letter F would be number 4, river. Letter D would be number 5, lake. And letter C would be number 6, desert. Now think about nature and answer the questions. What is good about living near a mountain? What is good about living near a beach? And what is good about living near a forest? All right, now we're going to read about Dakari's town. So it says complete the sentences below with the words in the boxes. So you can pause the video, try that for a moment on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. All right, so my town is near a big, um, possibly forest where many animals live. It is far from the city, so it is quiet and peaceful. There is a small park near my house. Swimming in there in the summer is one of my favorite things to do. Near the center of town, there's a library. I like to go there to find books to read. Also, actually, I think this one would be river, not park. There is a community center that is not far from the library. People gather there for events and meetings, and sometimes there are fun activities for everyone to enjoy. And there are lots of parks near my house, which are always full of children playing soccer. All right, now match the sentence with each picture. So I live in a small town on the sea and near the mountains. Well, that would have to be picture A. There's the sea and the mountains. I live in a city near the desert. That would be number 2. It's all the sand. I live in a small city with a river that runs through it. That would be picture D. Smaller city with the river going through. And I live in a small town surrounded by mountains and forests. That would be picture C. So there's the mountains, forests. All right, now we're going to read about Arturo's town and answer the questions. As always, you can either pause the video and read on your own or follow along as I read. I live in a lovely little town near the beach. It is nice to visit the beach in the summer, but also nice to visit in the winter when there aren't any people there. Right next to the beach, there is a museum where you can learn about the town's history and the sea. The museum is close to my favorite restaurant, which has beautiful views of the ocean. It is a great place to enjoy delicious seafood. My town is a beautiful and relaxing place to live. So what can you see in Arturo's town? So you can see beautiful views of the ocean. When does Arturo like to go to the beach? Well, in the summer and in the winter. And how does Arturo describe his town? So he says it's lovely, it's little, it's near the beach. Um, and it's beautiful and relaxing. All right, now we're going to read about Johanna's town and then answer the questions true or false. Again, you can pause the video and read on your own or follow along as I read. I live in a town in the mountains. It is a beautiful place with tall trees and fresh air. There are many hiking trails. I love to go hiking and then stop at one of the many small cafes for a cup of hot chocolate. On the main street, there are some cute little shops and places to eat. Town is far from any big city, so there isn't any light pollution. You can see the stars at night. Sometimes people come here for vacation. It is a wonderful place to relax and enjoy nature. So Johannestown does not have many cafes or stores. So that is false because she says, I love to stop at one of the many small cafes. Johannestown has lots of hiking trails. So that is true because she says here there are many hiking trails. Johannestown is near the city. So that's false. So she said it's far from any big cities. There is some pollution in her town. That is false. She said there was no light pollution. And Johanna leaves her town to go on vacation. I would say that's false. She doesn't really say anything about that, about leaving. All right, now you can make some notes about your city. You can use Johanna's notes as a guide for what you want to write. And then go ahead and write a few paragraphs about your city, similar to what Johanna wrote about her city. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, And if you have any questions or would like some feedback on your writing, please leave that for me in the comments. I hope to see you again next time. Bye.